So I've just been recording this footage today and I've just settled on the name for it. Traversing Tricky Trees, Australia. And this is in no means like a small tree, like a big tree. It's actually, you know, sort of medium. But it was a good example of where something had been topped and you've got those multiple leaders that are growing out of a stem, and they've grown with quite a distance between them, so a lot of the time my high lines were quite flat and I was using both ends of my rope and 2 ropes even to get around this tree, even if just to sort of make some examples or show some examples of how you would do this. My principles are pretty basic and simple, I think. Like the soft 8 was a bit of a new one for me, but or not new, but I haven't played with it for a while, so it was a bit of a, you know, let's give it a go again today. But yeah. Right, so I've already set my shot. I don't know where I should stand. So I've just connected my throw ball via my throw line to my rope with a locking abena. I'm just going to pull this up and over, but before I actually connected that, slapped on this version of the soft 8 that I've been using. I just shortened it up recently after watching Dan Daff's or Recoil's videos about soft 8s, and I sort of thought maybe mine was just a little bit too long and I haven't been using it as much as I could. So I've shortened it up a bit to see how it goes. So this is 30 metres of cougar. I'm going to use a retrieval bit of rope to tie on the end of this, because this is going to be one of 2 lines I set up in this tree. So let's see how this all looks. This 30-metre rope is like just long enough to touch the ground on both sides, so it kind of works out just sweet for what I want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to connect my retrieval leg to one side. It's actually cool kind of coil. I'll just keep pulling out quite easily. So I'm going to connect the retrieval end on this side of my small fucking ring thing. Alright, that saw's way too fucking loud, so I'm gonna do a bit of voiceover. So just here, watch this, bang. That's a bit of deadwood that was just in the way. But see, all I'm doing here is I'm gonna attach the rope. My retrieval leg is gonna go through the small rings. I'm gonna tie an alpine butterfly. I'm gonna connect. I'm actually using the rope that come with the captain hook as my retrieval leg, because it's like a short, it's like a shorter rope with a smaller diameter. I don't really use it for climbing much, so I figured it'd work good for a retrieval leg in this system. Anyway, let's get going. Now I'm going to connect, so it's going to block it through there. I'm going to connect the oval bena to that. So that's going to be my retrieval end. On the other side of that, I'll still be able to retrieve. I'll probably end up using a couple of natural crotch redirects. I might have to probably get out the end of this. I'm actually just using my phone to record at the moment because my GoPro is dead, so I'm going to set both my ropes on this camera and try and hopefully get a half decent video out of it once my GoPro is charged. Alright, I'll point this back up here. Hopefully I can zoom in on it okay.
after it's all done and I'm editing it. So I know it takes a little bit of time, but basically all I'm doing is I'm feeding it straight through the fibres. Of this climbing rope. So it's nice and central, close to the top, and that should just pull up and over. I'll probably actually use this blue accessory bender as my retrieval piece. So I'm just going to leave that clipped into the end of my rope, just like that. I have another one in my cube for the next rope. Fuck. So anyways, the whole idea of that was to try and brace my point between this high point, come up through the center a bit more so that the rest of the tree should hopefully, well, at least that whole head there should be pretty easy to work before then moving on and out into here. So I'm thinking about setting my second rope right up in the top at the back there, or up in that one. I'll have to have a think, because if I go out there, then the captain hook will probably be handy to get up there. So I'll have another little look-see while I sort out my cube that is tipped over. Second shot this time. That's pretty good. For me at least. I'm just going to stand on this. So I've gone underneath this big limb. Oh, it's pretty hard to see. Oh, fuck it. I've gone through that fork up there. It's gone right out the back, so I'm going to pull it up, but basically I'm going to do a base tie off that, back down to here, with my tail coming in through this way. So I'll probably switch ends of my throw line again, and just pull the rope up over in there, so all my tail's over this side, and the base tie's in there. I'm opting for the base tie because it's going to be heaps easier to retrieve in case I go through some redirects. Same as this, the reason I've set that is for ease of retrieval through redirects, so see how it goes. Hopefully my GoPro's got some charge on it by the time I get up there. Hopefully. People looked at me like I was crazy to start at 14 hours.
Oh, see you left Joel there. Oh no, you left Joel. What are we gonna do? Hey? What are we gonna do?
Yeah, so the base tie's going to be a bit of a shitty spot. It'd be nice if I could try and get it to come back in here. I think I'm just going to have to deal with it. It is what it is. I'm just going to have to be mindful, make sure I don't cut my rope. Alrighty, so for this climb, I'm actually keeping the longer bit of my tail out here underneath my climbing system. There's not heaps of it left after going up and over and back down. Normally I'd use a snake anchor and put that tail at the base of the tree and have like a lowerable climbing system, but for today's exercise, and this thing's pretty big, I'm gonna set this to that. Today I'm going to use DB tree, called it a bi-directional bowline. So my rope comes from this side, so I'm going to start by running this tail around this side. Probably the best way that I like to try and imagine it is this is you're trying to start it, start off with. Get that tail through, give it a nice even height, and I come from around the trunk, I come over the top of my working end, come down underneath, and I go back in the opposite direction I came here in. Alright, we're going to come back this way. Big bit of buttress here where an old branch has been pruned off, so I'm going to keep my system probably at about this height. There's a nice feature here already that's going to reduce the amount that this rope can slide up. So at this stage I'm just trying to keep this rope running parallel, still coming in underneath. When I come back from underneath, pull that through. Now I'm going to tie my bow line. So essentially it's still just a running bow line. But what happens here, which is where the magic is, so we can pull this rope through and we can load it up. And when these two bits here overlap, it actually creates a bit of a lock on this. So it doesn't really matter, and this bow line's being loaded in both directions. I'll do a bit of a closer shot for you. And this fucking tripod from Kmart is falling apart already. So yeah. So I've come around, over the top, back down around, and then that bottom rope is now the bow line. Now you can see it's got a bit of tension already there in it. So essentially, any slack that comes into your climbing system from above, if you get up there and the weight of the rope pulls it down like this, this knot is not really gonna go anywhere. I think that's probably enough shit talking about all this. Oh, one more. So on my shorter system, this is where I'm going to run my OG rope runner, because I don't like dismantling it to get it on the rope, so I can just run it straight through from the end. Whereas on my longer system, to save myself the effort of pulling my system right through all that tail. And that is the benefit of the rope runner and the akimbos, is they are midline attachable. But it's not a make or break for me in terms of rope devices. Usually I'd probably run a Prusik or something as well, but I got two rope runners, so I'll run them both. Fuck it. This fucking tripod just broke. Right. Well, hopefully my GoPro's got some charge and I can show you some more on there. Fuck you, Justin, Ace Arbor. All yours. So basically the idea with this fucker, shouldn't even need a retrieval leg, it might get stuck in that. Thank you! But basically when I start pulling down on my retrieval end without any weight, it's just gonna be like it's pulling it over this fork and that fork. Maybe a little bit of friction with where that's rubbing. I should be able to, with just that redirect, be able to fucking pull that out. Fingers crossed. That did not peel. Looks like some sort of magnolia or something. Do you want to tie that red rope on for me? You ready?
You talking about that piece of deal there, aren't you?
Yeah, through the middle where that's sort of crossing on the backside there. But I can just cut the tip off and throw that out and just leave a bigger chunk in the middle there.
Yeah, just...
Like the perfect amount of tail. So I've just jumped onto my second high point. When I'm using dual rope runners, I like both tails to be either side. And with the swivel, I can swim around underneath if I lift the tails up. So that should still retrieve pretty easily from that soft 8. And that's a base tie, so this will pull out easy wherever I go. Basically a bit of dead out here and out on the end of that. So probably set another redirect up in that and do some more work out there. Alright, I've all sorts of crossed up here. Made it all the way at the end of that. Done this. Smashed that plant. Whoops, but that's alright. Got down there, switched over to this high point, get me up here, where I've thrown my tail. Got myself another point here. I think I'm gonna forget about that shit 'cause it's too little and I can't, my rope doesn't reach the ground, so I can't get the wolf pole. So I'm just gonna focus on these major bits down here. Work my way back in. Hopefully this will be long enough to get me back into there where I can reach my secondary rope runner. Just hanging there for me, waiting for me to come back to it. So far so good. lot of fun. So I've already hit recording, Jeff. What I want, I'm gonna say something to the camera quickly.
What, you gonna get that undone?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get this fucking soft 8 canopy tie undone. So basically, record me for a sec. So yeah, I've finished my climb. I'm leaving my 60 metre up in this canopy, over this side. Retrieve. So when I'm done to retrieve there, I'll get up and zoom right in. I'm feeling ballsy enough to fucking put a retrieval carabiner on the end in case it gets fucking jammed and I have to get up there anyway. But the way it's set up, the soft 8 should just drop out of the canopy. But that's pulling out heaps fucking easier than that beast climb that we tried that time.
Yeah, they come out so much smoother.
Well, so it's still not finished, so that's just me not. Let's see what happens to the fucking... Oh, I shouldn't throw that on the ground, should I? Let's see what happens to the tail of the rope. Fucking tank. Hopefully that soft 8 won't get stuck up there. That's promising. Fucking oath. That was easy as. Cunt.